Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about structure of pollen grain. Firstly, we discuss the pre-fertilization event. These events occur inside the flower in its respective male and female reproductive organ. Pre-fertilization event consisting of following three stages: sporogenesis. In the sporogenesis, formation of haploid spores from sporogenous tissue. Gametogenesis, the structure and development of gametophyte from the haploid spores. Third one is pollination, transfer of gamete, that is from anther to stamen to stigma of carpel. Now, the process of sporogenesis and gametogenesis occurs simultaneously in both male and female sex organ of the plants. The development of male gamete takes place in the stamen, while that of female gametes occur in pistil. In our previous video, we have learned about the structure of bisexual flower. Continue to it, we are discussed about the structure of anther as well as the structure of pollen grain. Let us see the structure of an anther. Now, as you all learned earlier, anther is nothing but its male reproductive part called stem. It occurs inside the anther, part of male reproductive organ, the stem. A typical anther is a tetrasporogenate with a 4-pollen sac in a diathecous anther, lying in its 4 corners. A young anther consisting of anther lobes. The 2 anther lobes are separated by deep longitudinal grooves. Each lobe comprises the 2 microsporengia separated by sterile tissues, and these tissues, through at maturity, they may become joined. Next is connective, a column of sterile tissue on each side of which an anther lobe is present. Next one is microsporangial wall. Parietal cells further divide paraclinically to form 3 or 5 layers of wall. Microsporengium. Externally, it is covered by epidermis of anther, developed hypodermally in anther form arisporal cells which divides periclinically and to form outer parietal and inner sporogenous cells. Next, sporogenous tissue. It fills the entire interior of microsporengium and may either directly function as microspore mother cells or may undergo a few meiosis to add up their number before entering meiosis. Each pollen mother cells divide meiotically and to form 4 haploid microspore or pollen grain. Now, with the help of this diagram, we discuss the T's of microsporengium. Epidermis is an outer layer of an anther protected in function in mature anther. These get stretched and flattened. Second one is endothesium, subepidermal layer of anther wall, mostly single layered but may become multi-layered. Radically, walls of these cells have characteristic thickening bands. Third one is middle layer. Middle layer. Cells of these layers are degenerative in mature anther. Last one is tapetum, innermost layer of anther wall which completely surrounded the sporogenous tissue, provide nourishment to the developing microspore and secrete catalase enzyme and sporochromo. pollen. Now with the help of this diagram, we discuss the process of germination of pollen grain. Also the significance of tube nucleus and sperm nuclei. This is a microsporocyte. Further, this cell divides meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 के बाद ये सेल जो है टेट्राइड फॉर्म करता है. This is called microspore tetrad. These are the 4 microspores. After separation, one microspore released from this cell and further increase in the flow of nutrient in microspore, increase in the size, and they become highly vacuolated. What's that? Vacuolated and nucleus become displaced in one side and it undergo mitotic division and to form a two unequal cell. One is generative cell, another is vegetative nucleus. A small generative cell and a large tube cells are formed. A former is surrounded by a layer of cellulose that's separated from cell wall. Male gametes are formed by a mitotic division in generative cell, and this may take place after releasing the pollen from the anther 2-cell stage or sometime in the 3-cell stage, while the pollens are still confined to the anther 3-cell stage also. And this sperm nuclei, which are responsible for the double fertilization event, and the tube nuclei guide the growth of pollen tube towards the ovary. Now we discuss the structure of pollen grain. It is an haploid, oval and round structure having a highly resistant wall on the outside and cellular content inside. First, an exon layer. The wall of pollen grain is called sporoderm. Outer exon layer is made up of highly resistant fatty substance called sporopollenin. Presence of sporopollenin allow the pollen grain to be preserved as microfossil as it remain unaffected by high temperature, strong acid or strong alkali. Second one is entin. This area entin in a thin and smooth layer composed of pentocellulose. Mainly this question always asked in the NEET exam. Entin is made up of pentocellulose. Next one is germ pore. This area in exon where sporopollenin is absent. In insect pollinated pollen grains, the exon is spiny, covered by a yellowish and viscous sticky and oily layer called pollen kit. This is a very important point if you are preparing for the medical entrance test or board exam. And this pollen kit, it is made up of lipid and carotenoids. Various times this question has been asked in NEET exam. Now, the significance of pollen. Pollen grains are well preserved as fossil because of presence of sporopollen. Pallinofossils, fossils of pollen, help in explore the petroleum spot. Pallinofossils mainly जहाँ पे पाए जाते हैं, जहाँ pollen fossils पाए जाते हैं, mainly वो एक area होता है, it's an indicator of petroleum which are found here. Next one is pollen are rich in nutrients like protein, carbohydrates, fats, or mainly used होते हैं as in the tablets form, syrups, which improves the health of a person. Pollen grain collectively by bees, which are used for the various purposes, making cosmetic products, food supplements. Pollen being produced in large number, even float in air, entire respiratory tract, and mainly these pollen grains even causing the allergy to the people, developing the respiratory disorder like asthma, bronchitis. Please check your understanding by answering this quick quiz. I'm waiting for your answer in the comment section. Thank you for watching my video. Please press the like button and comment in the comment section.